Welcome to The Artistic Spot, a podcast about art, talent, and entrepreneurship, where you are also the artist. And now, your host, Jose Rodriguez Marmol.
And this is how we welcome you to Artistic Spot, a whole new podcast about art, talent, and entrepreneurship, where you are also the artist. In Artistic Spot, you're actors and actresses of your own movies, singers of your own musicals, and writers of your own books. Speaking about singers and musicals, today we have a very, very special guest. Chelsea Emma Franko is joining us live from California. She's going to talk to us about her experience playing Elsa at the Disney California Adventure Park, and also being the standby for 14 months for Elphaba at Wicked National Tour. And this is how we welcome Chelsea Emma Franko to Artistic Spot. I'm going to give you a round of applause, Chelsea. We're very happy and excited to have you. So we're very excited to have Chelsea with us in Artistic Spot. And this is how we welcome you, being thankful and being honored for having you on the show. How are you, Chelsea?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited and happy to have you. We have been planning this interview for a little bit more than a month, but Chelsea was on the Wicked National Tour by then, and now you're back home.
I am. That's right. Back home in California.
Nice. So, Chelsea, talk to us a little bit about who Chelsea Emma Franko is.
Well, I'm a girl from small town California. I grew up loving to sing and loving musical theater, and wanted to pursue it. So I did. My mom is an actress as well, so she kind of helped me through that and gave me the green light, the go ahead, and she helped train me when I was a kid, and then I just got into it and haven't stopped since.
That's pretty awesome. Can you talk to us, Chelsea, about your first experience in musical theater?
My first experience in musical theater, I was, I think, 7 or 8, and I was in the ensemble of Oklahoma that my mom was choreographing, and I just, during the big number Farmer and a Cowman, I was upside down on a shovel being carried across the stage, and I was hooked. So I was pretty young doing all this stuff, and then I think I did some community shows with a local theater production company, and then actually my mom created her own theater company so that I could have better opportunities to do book musicals like Godspell and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, or Urinetown and Thoroughly Modern Millie. So I was doing it all of my life, and it's all because of my mom.
So she has a very good role in your life because she led you to the musical theater life, right?
That's correct. She, when I was a kid, she was singing Bye Bye Blackbird. That's what she sang to me to go to sleep. And I was watching Wizard of Oz over and over and over again. I just wanted to be Dorothy so bad. And it's all because she had that background in her childhood as well, and she wanted to instill the same principles and concepts into my life.
So, Chelsea, before Wicked and being on the national tour, playing the standby for Elphaba, which is the main role for the show, you were playing Elsa at the Disney California Adventure Park in Frozen Life. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, you playing that iconic character for kids and teenagers all around the world?
Yeah, that was a crazy experience. It was probably one of the most exciting experiences of my life at that point. Watching something in a rehearsal room and then literally watching it transform in front of your eyes as they were doing tech and putting the show together on the stage of the Hyperion where the show is performed was so eye-opening to the full process, because typically as actors we're just put into a show that's already been done, at least here in California, but doing a show that has never been done before on Earth was life-changing, getting to work with Tony Award-winning directors and choreographers and costume designers, and having the budget that Disney has is really exciting because anything is possible. So that was a pretty exciting endeavor, and just like getting to portray a role that's fairly new. Elsa and the Frozen world it's not old, so it's very new to the theater world, but not new to, I don't know. It's very exciting to get to be a role that so many people already love so quickly, because it's only been around for a couple of years, and Elsa and Anna have like become like the Disney favorites, like everyone loves Anna and everyone loves Elsa, and getting to portray Elsa is a dream come true because I always wanted to be a Disney princess.
So you were a Disney queen, not a princess.
That's correct.
There you
I
go.
always correct people.
It's like Elsa is not a princess, she's a queen, and that's true. You were a queen.
That's correct.
Can you tell us?
was.
Can you tell us what do you remember the most of playing Elsa at the Disney California Adventure Park in front of thousands of people every day on that stage?
I guess probably because I debuted on opening weekend, and just hearing the response that the audience had after seeing like the dress transformation, or seeing the ice spikes coming out of the floor for the first time, or seeing the ice stairs come down the stage. All those things have a very exciting, they're exciting to watch, and they're exciting to do when you're on stage. And I think hearing the response from the audience was probably something I'll remember forever. That first time that I finished Let It Go, and I just remember it was like a wall of sound, because it just seemed like it went on forever, and it was just deafening. And that was like pretty cool for the beginning, but then because I was there for about a year and a half, and so as my time with the show went on, I think the best part for me was stepping forward at the end of the show and being able to break that fourth wall and connect with the audience. Yes. And seeing the little girls in the Elsa outfits and the little boys in the Olaf outfits and the Kristoff outfits, and seeing them just looking up at their heroes, it just makes me misty-eyed even now just thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So that's something I will always hold dear.
That's pretty amazing, Chelsea. How does Elsa resonate with you?
I think she's pretty, she's fueled by fear for the majority of her story. And then towards the end, she realizes that it's really love that can redeem her. And to me, that's what resonates most, is love is the redeemer, and love will thaw a frozen heart, as they say. Yes. And I really truly believe that. I think that I just think that we need more love in our world and in our community and in our families. I think that sometimes we can get so lost in the shuffle, and we can get so wrapped up in the go, go, go of the now, which is life. That's the way that goes. But I think that if we just share a little love, I think that we can find common ground with almost anyone.
You're absolutely right, Chelsea. And now going to some personal aspects of your life. What has been your biggest inspiration? You mentioned your mom being a role model for you and being the one who led you through the musical theater. But what has been your biggest inspiration during your career?
I'd probably say it would be my family. They have been supportive since moment one. They wanted me to sing. They wanted me to dance. They always let me put on shows when I was a kid, like in our living room, like on our stairs. And I would just, play dress up. My mom would wake me up every morning when I was a child, and she would say, "Okay, Chelsea, who do you want to be today?" And like some days I would say I want to be Batman, and some days I wanted to be Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, and she would just dress me up as those people every single day. And so I think my inspiration is definitely my mom, but also my dad, because he works so hard so that we can continue to do the things that we love. So like for a long time I was living at home and I wasn't going to college because I didn't go to college for theater. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to audition and audition and audition. And so I had to drive back and forth to all these auditions and rehearsals and to the shows. And my dad kept working as a school teacher so that we could make sure to have electricity and like food on the table so that I could continue to do what I loved and not have to feel like I needed to get like a muggle job, as we say.
Yes.
So that I could, I could continue to try to thrive in this career. And my family has always been really supportive of me. My immediate family, at least, and some of my extended family, we're all very theatrical, I'd say. So that they're a big inspiration in my life. But also, I'm a pretty faith-based human, so I would say God is a big inspiration. I think that I was put on earth to share light, and I think that through my voice and through my God-given talents, I have the ability to change lives. Because there's a lot of people that don't get to do this, that want to do this. And it's my responsibility to honor that and to honor the gift that I was given. So those are my inspirations.
That's pretty amazing what you have said. What about motto? If there's a difference between a motto and an inspiration for you, what has been your biggest motto during your career?
Goodness. That's a hard one. One that my mom taught me when I was younger was keep it crisp, neat, and tidy with a touch of class, because I think that classiness really goes a long way. I think that we can be very, we can forget how to be gentlemen and gentle women, and I think it's important to just stay classy and stay honest and stay grounded and not get too big for our britches. I don't ever want to feel like I'm a diva in a negative sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm staying humble and staying classy is important to me. So that's a big motto for my life.
Chelsea, you mentioned something really interesting a few minutes ago about you being traveling back and forth to your auditions and all that. So we know that all the entertainment world is based on maybe a world full of no's more than yes. How did you handle those no's, if there were any, in any audition that you want to, or any character that you would like to portray, that someone said no and you felt like you had all the qualifications and skills to portray and to resonate with that and to make the audience feel what you were trying, the message you were trying to convey? How did you handle those no's in your life?
They're really hard. Getting no's and being criticized in any sense is always going to be difficult. But I think we have to be made up as something a little more, we have to have a little more guts and gumption in order to get through this career. And I think the way that I recently, because I wasn't always like this, but recently have been able to handle the no's, is that little saying, it's just not your turn. Just because I am right for the role or right for the project doesn't mean that it's my turn to do the project or to do the role. And a great example is both with Wicked and with Frozen. Mm-hmm. I had auditioned for Frozen. Well, no, I had auditioned for Disney for about a period of 7 years.
Wow.
Like multiple auditions for anything that they would hire me for. And they kept saying, no, not yet. No, we're just trying to find the right role for you. And then when Frozen came around, I was like, this is my role. I'm ready. I can do it. I have all of the qualifications. And then I auditioned for it, and they said no. And then they couldn't find any more Elsas, and they needed more because we have to have multiple people playing the role in order to keep it going. 3 shows a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so I went back in, and they were like, well, maybe we want you in for Anna. Maybe we want you in for Elsa. We can't really decide. So I chose, and I was like, well, I think I'm more of an Elsa. Let's do that. And so I went in, and they said, okay, come to the callbacks. And then I went to the callbacks, and they were like, okay, you've got the job. And then literally 20 minutes later, they emailed my agent, and they were like, so we're going to have to put her on hold. So it was literally all these tests to see if I was willing to just allow it to unravel as it was supposed to.
Yes.
And then I finally got that yes. And then it was way sweeter because it was in the right timing.
Yes.
And it was the same thing with Wicked. Wicked literally told me that they didn't see me as the role. They did not see me as Elphaba.
Wow.
like 2 years prior to me getting the role. And then I auditioned, and they said, "You're the next on the list to play the standby."